What?
There you go, buddy.
I always forget the name.
You all right?
Song in the beginning.
Okay.
You okay?
Well, whatever. I mean,
I'm sorry.
oh,
I wasn't at the
worried about
receiving
that.
end of a Nia Jaxx hit, but you know what? Speaking of Nia Jaxx, I actually watching her how she's been devastating everyone. It does remind me of. I'm glad you brought up Vader and
Jade
everything.
Napier.
That's exactly kind of what it reminds me of. The way she's
Mind?
just destroying people. I think she should be pushed that way.
I
get
just
people
don't
are
wanna
gonna talk
move.
shit on her. People are talking shit. They're talking shit on her promos. I thought her promo she cut was fine. It was normal. She just said, "I'm squashing everyone," and she's making a joke about it. I'm squashing everybody. Like I actually liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I don't want
That's actually
anybody
kinda
to
funny.
get hurt, right? But
Yeah,
at the same
no, for
time,
sure.
like I like the stiff wrestlers like that. Like we
Yeah,
were
I
talking
do
before we
too.
record. Vader never would have made it. Look at how instantly she gets eaten alive, like by fans and critiques who have never wrestled, by the way, or done anything athletic. Like, and they're all over her about. Remember, she hurt all these people before, and
Yeah.
maybe she did, but she's also very like she's a lot bigger than other women too. Let's be
course.
honest. And so that's hard. And yes, you do need to work harder to make sure your weight doesn't, work against you or hurt women that are smaller or men in general. Because she's been there against men in Royal Rumbles.
Like the house.
Like, so, I mean, like, she has a hard job, like, and it's,
she's
we
fine.
take for granted, like how they have to, oh, what do you think? What do you think down there? We take for granted how much they have to like trust each other and like,
Exactly.
each other, and I think who's just to say that Nia doesn't care? I'm sure she does. I'm sure
does.
she's
I
well,
think
and
she's
there's a
fine.
difference, I think, between being stiff and not caring. You know, like
right.
I
like
think she's just being stiff.
and like like being stiff and like accidents are gonna happen. Like Vader,
Like New
yeah,
Jack
like Vader
didn't
was
care.
stiff for sure. The
Yeah,
Steiners
yeah,
were
there's a
stiff.
difference
Yeah.
between
We
New
love
Jack
that style,
and,
the
and
Japanese
Nia and
strong
Vader.
style. But then you have people like like Goldberg back in the day. Goldberg was not only he was stiff, but he was unsafe.
careless.
And he didn't care
He
about
was
dumb.
ignorant.
He didn't care
That's
about
worse.
protecting
He's an
his people.
ignorant person who
So,
doesn't
like-
know he needs to care. That was Goldberg's problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so, I mean, I think there's
Yeah.
a difference between, wanting to, like, I don't think Owen Hart went out and wanted to hurt Steve Austin, but it was just stuff
No,
happens.
just happened.
Like you're in the
If you
ring, it's
believe
physical,
Dark Side of the
whatever. Like,
Ring.
happened.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you believe Dark Side
miscommunication
of the
things
Ring.
happen, but there's a difference between that and actively
Joe,
being unsafe, which a lot of
you
people
made
have been fired for.
Yeah. You made a good point about Goldberg because people for a long time compared Goldberg and Lesnar as like the same thing. Remember when they came
No.
out and they were booed in WrestleManias years ago? And I'm like, you could think about it now. They couldn't be any more different, especially in the realm of caring about the their person in the ring and taking care of that person, but also just understanding the physicality of what they could do to somebody and being able to really. Like Lesnar understands. Like I can throw you around and that's fine, but you also know it's coming, and you also know I don't have to really throw you
Yeah.
around.
I was going to
Lesnar
say
holds
more
back.
importantly, his opponent knows it's coming. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying Nia Jax is on
Yes.
Lesnar level, but at the same time, like, how come you can accept it when Lesnar does it? Now, I'm not talking you as in anyone on this podcast, but
That's a good point.
The critics
Wha-
out there,
yeah.
how come they can accept it when Lesnar does
Sure.
it, but when Nia does it, they're like, fucking fire, she's unsafe. I'm like, Lesnar hurts. I mean, Lesnar's safe too. You see Lesnar, he's a great professional wrestler, and people don't give him credit for that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you don't look at all the marks every time Cody faced him, how he was all marked up. He just knows I'm taking because this guy's supposed to be a monster. Let Nia Jax be that. I don't want to see Nia Jax go.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, I don't want to see Nia Jax go 50-50 with anybody that's smaller than her because
No.
she's a monster and she should.
Why? Yeah. Why
she
should
should
you?
hurt people? Like that's what she should do. That's her job. That was Vader's job.
By
you
the
know,
way,
like-
I don't think Rhea should go 50-50 with a lot of people because she's bigger than all of them. Rhea's
Right.
like same thing.
I agree.
Rhea doing 50-50 work pisses me off, quite frankly.
Yeah, especially when it's a
But
smaller
going up
opponent.
against Raquel, it's fine. I see them as physically evenly matched, and you can kind of go 50-50 a little bit. But I hate to say, you put her in there with like I don't know, like even Becky at this point.
Liv
I'm like,
Morgan.
she should squash Becky. Yeah, Liv Morgan, you should squash Liv all day long. You should. It's just, I mean, come on, it's an extreme difference. Like. So I don't know. I'm a big fan of Nia Jax, and I always feel like I feel like I don't have to defend her, which is weird. I thought you guys might have been in that louder voice just like she's hurting people, but at the same time people were kind of making up that she hurt someone right when she came back.
Because when she first
which wasn't
came
true,
to the main
I guess.
roster, she was kind of botching a lot. So I think it's kind of that carrying over, and then they see her working stiff, and they're just like, "Oh, she's just not learning. She's just." No, she's now. I think she perfected her
because
her stiffness.
you know who else has botched a lot at first when he came up and botched on the mic and botched on his moves? LA Knight. No one said
there was
shit.
quite a few botches.
Nobody
I
said
shit.
anything.
I said stuff.
Yeah, well, you did. I mean, but
I gotta be
we
fair.
pointed out. We do a
I call it out
podcast.
on
We're
the
gonna
other side,
point
I gotta
out.
call
But
it
like
out.
the average fan didn't say anything.
No, exactly. You're
They
right.
didn't say anything. It's definitely a bias. It's definitely a bias against Nia. It's a bias against the ladies of wrestling. The ladies always have to be better, and I've never understood that. They've
it's
come
so
far.
funny
They
because people
usually-
keep
really.
they have
forgetting
tighter
that, like,
matches than guys. They do.
there might have been lady wrestlers around, like when Moolah was walking the earth, like with the dinosaurs, but like they weren't allowed to learn.
my
They were a
God.
sideshow. They were just as valued as little people matches and all
Yeah.
that. So there was not,
Yeah.
or a bear wrestling somebody. You know what I mean? Like that's what they were.
Yeah.
I don't think
Women
now
wrestling-
that's what it is, though.
No, but I mean, what I'm saying is like, you're right, but what I'm saying is like, the men have been doing this for decades and decades and decades. How long really have the women's
Oh.
division had the company behind them? 10 years?
Sorry,
Yeah.
no,
But, I mean, when the WWE, when Stephanie came out because the Bella Twins did the whole hashtag give women a chance or whatever, then the company got behind them. That was 10 years ago, maybe 11. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly when.
All
So
10.
like that's how long they've
Yeah.
had to try to get good. Yes, we had glimpses of Trish and Victoria and Molly Holly and all that stuff, and that was good stuff
Great
because
women
Fit
wrestlers.
Finley was, Fit Finley, but it wasn't like they were still used as like the get up match. They were still used as
Yeah, I mean, they
the
were just
cool down
fodder.
match and all that. You know, but here,
go to the
like
bathroom
now,
match.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're their own division. They've only had a decade with the company behind them. That's not a long time. I know people are like, it's a decade. Really, how long has Vince been perfecting his company? He's been forever changing.
Well, and
They've
if you-
40
if
years.
you
And they've
look
already
outside-
headlined WrestleManias in that short amount of time. By
If
the
you-
way,
if
they've
you
already
looked
headlined
at-
WrestleManias because they got that popular.
if you looked outside WWE before the last decade, you could find a lot of, good women wrestlers on the indies and everything like that.
Individuals,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I'm
yeah.
talking about like the like an environment that grooms
machine.
it.
The
The big
machine
machine that
getting
grooms it,
behind
and
it.
you know what I mean?
I don't think people that are what I meant to say, just that it's not like that. I don't think it's like that. Is what I mean is I don't think the fans that are bashing are doing it because they're just bashing women just to bash them. Because actually now what you see online is fans arguing over who has the best women's wrestlers. I think
That is
WWE
true, and that's
I
a
still
good
think it's
turn.
WWE.
That's a good.
I still think WWE
yeah.
is the best in the world
by far.
Their
I mean, I
women's
think they
division.
are.
Because
Oh,
people
it's not
bring up,
even-
you
it's
don't
not
watch
even
New
close.
Japan. I'm like, yeah, dude. And there's like maybe they have like 2 or 3 that you can say.
Well, and they're
are on that
fine.
level.
Like
They're-
it's
they're
not
good,
bad over
but
there.
they're all good overall.
Where did
Yeah.
all the best female Japan wrestlers end up coming to?
WWE.
They're all
and
here.
Carrie
They're all
Sane
in
is on her
WWE
way
right
back.
now.
Supposedly.
Shit. So now I have to
Believe
change
it or
my
not.
song for women's
Yeah.
wrestling. That's bullshit.
What?
I don't want to change my song. All the best women's wrestlers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
WWE. I would be saying
no.
that.
I
Yeah,
will
that's
say
true.
Stardom gets a lot of love online.
A lot of the best
Can it-
wrestlers went to Japan first. That's where they came from. So
That-
their
yeah.
song doesn't change.
Yep.
What did you say, Craig?
I said Stardom gets a lot of love online.
It
and
does.
a lot of focus.
In kind of in a
They're
weird way. It's
good.
almost like an occulty way too. But I mean, there's a lot
Yeah.
of great women wrestlers there. You have Gaia.
They came from
I can't
there.
say her name.
I think
Mariah
it's Julia
May.
actually.
Yeah, Julia.
I said
yeah,
Gulia
yeah.
at first. I think it's
Yeah.
literally Julia, but it's spelled
Mariah
like G.
May. from
Julia
the
Julia?
UK.
So cute.
Julia. Yeah,
I was going to say,
beautiful.
Joe, you said you got me first.
she's a really good looking girl. But
My name's
Julia Gulia.
and then Mariah
Julia
May
Gulia.
from the UK. She's also
That's
another
funny. Why is that
top-
funny? I don't know.
top prospect that it sounds like she might be coming to the Americas. But
Yeah, she teased something today about she's not going back to the UK. She's coming
Yeah.
somewhere else.
she's going somewhere else. So
Yeah.
yeah, Mariah May. That's another one to look out for. I actually watched her matches last night, and Gulia. However you say her name. I still don't know how to fucking say her name. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I know.
Great
I know.
prospects.
SmackDown is basically taping right now because I don't know if you're keeping an eye on
I
it.
had
but
been.
Is
It's not right now.
I just want to
I
say,
was
just
just
to kind
wondering-
of close the loop on it,
Yeah.
women shouldn't be in the business. Next time.
That's terrible. You know it. Oh, I was going to turn the corner a little bit. Speaking of changing it up, but is LA Knight back? Because I know we barely talked about it, but he got COVID. He was diagnosed with COVID minutes before he was supposed to go out last week, right?
Was it last week
So-
already? Jeez. I thought
Yeah.
I thought it was already 2 weeks.
We're gonna-
Yeah.
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 I still
I
got.
hope he's all right. I mean, obviously.
Hey, Matt, are you ready to go? He's like, yeah. And they're like, come here. And they swab his nose. Oh, come here.
Come here.
Instant
sound like
I
test.
mean,
Steve
15
Austin.
minutes. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Got quarantine for 5 to
Dude, you
20
did
some
that.
days.
You did that perfectly. Like you did the snap. And
Yeah,
the,
you fucking, the one test where you fold it like a book on the
and you
Q-tip,
turn
yeah.
it. You gotta turn it a couple times in there, and you.
Or he's backstage and he goes,
He's winded.
Yeah, I
Oh
don't
my
know. I don't know
gosh.
if he came back. So like we were talking before we started recording that Cena.
Mhm.
So basically, what was happening was Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and Solo were causing mayhem backstage, and John Cena was
Oh,
on
no.
his way to the arena because he still hadn't arrived yet. And so basically the story they were running all night was John Cena signed a contract with no partner. AJ Styles is in the hospital and won't be able to team with him and all that. So it's got to be LA Knight. LA Knight, and I'm sure he probably returned tonight on SmackDown. I just haven't checked to see how it ended.
It's only been a week. He might still be testing positive. So it's hard to say.
He wasn't on SmackDown.
Yeah, but you only
He
have
may
to quarantine
gotten it
for
before
5
that,
days now. Like, and even then, like,
should be okay.
Yeah,
should be.
But I haven't.
And did you see? I mean, I'm jumping around. The NXT did like the No Mercy N64 intro to the video
really?
game.
I haven't seen the new promo
That's
for it.
dope.
No, did they do that?
It's awesome.
Oh my god!
Like
really?
it brings up like the No Mercy N64, and then has like shows the
that's
card in that,
awesome.
and it's really cool.
Dude,
Son of a
NXT's
bitch, I
been
gotta
on
see
fire, man. Everything they've been doing is so good. Trick Williams, I like him a lot. He's someone that they kind of showcased.
Well,
the
since
last couple
Vince
weeks.
left, it's been Shawn Michaels kind of do what he wants. It's been way better. It's been noticeably
dude.
better.
Oh my god! And Braun Breaker's fucking awesome. What's up, bitch? Like that whole thing.
They all
Oh
beat
my
each
God.
other, and he
best way-
sounds like
that's
sounds
my-
like Scott Steiner.
Dude,
I swear to God, I know his dad's
he's
Rick.
so good
Super
now.
brother
Really?
Scott.
When if you close your eyes when he yells,
Oh yeah.
if you close your eyes when he yells, I'm like,
Baron
that's
Corbin!
fucking Scott Steiner. I mean, it's not even
Sounds like Scott.
So what's up? Down the
Um,
hallway, I'm like, that's fucking
I mean,
Scott Steiner.
Can you guys may have already made some kind of similar
Oh, yeah.
description, but I think NXT's a lot like Saturday Night Live, where you have to like you get new cast, and then it kind of sucks for a while, and then eventually
They gotta find
someone
that. They gotta
comes out
start
from
to
the
gel.
ashes.
You know.
Yeah.
And I feel like the gel has happened because I feel like we're starting to see some real characters are starting to
Oh, yeah.
develop, and that's really isn't that what it's all about?
You know what,
give
though?
these guys at another level a chance. That's what it's for.
I know,
That's what it's
I'm
for.
beating a dead horse, but the black and gold would have worked just fine. The problem is the old man who ran the fucking main roster.
I 100% agree.
His
with you.
number one
Nobody
goal,
had a
his
problem
number
with the
one
black
goal
and
was
gold.
to neuter them when they got put up there. Now their number one goal is like Sean understands Triple H's language. Triple H understands Shawn Michaels' language because they both tortured me when we were younger because
Yeah.
like I didn't like Sean and Craig didn't like Triple
They
H.
both buried everybody for 40 years.
but they both do legitimately love pro wrestling, and Shawn Michaels is probably one of the best trainers you can get in there with. I mean, Adam Cole is like, no, Shawn like was in the ring with me. Like we would fucking run drills, and he would keep right up with me and wind me like and blow me up. Like he was for them to say that they were in there with Shawn Michaels. Holy shit! Like I don't know.
It's amazing.
I don't know if you can get a better training partner in there like with you, and he's hands on. I don't
Yeah.
know so much today if he is, but like that's what he was when the black and gold was there. Shawn was really involved physically, like with them, and so a lot of them are like, dude, Shawn Michaels like fucking was in there with me almost every day, and that's Vince just got him up there. He's like, they're stupid, they're indie on steroids. I don't like it, and then like he brings them up and he changes their name.
Well, he
and,
didn't like it because it was upstaging his brand.
That's
quite
not true.
frankly.
Shut
I
up,
mean,
Dave.
that's-
We should try this. Here. You guys want to? Here.
What?
Here you
What?
go.
Huh? What?
Just listen. Just listen. Just listen.
Oh, I can't wait.
I love Solo. God.
Oh, snap.
That's cool.
Get him.
He was starting to go real slow. He's like, shit, I have to save him, actually. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stopping mud holes. Stopping mud holes.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Rock
Stop
punch?
shaking the fucking
punch?
camera.
Yeah. That's terrible. Fantastic.
No, they
Oh!
definitely don't.
Solo did so great on that. Oh.
Oh, he almost killed him.
Oh!
Almost dropped him on his fucking head.
Dropped
How was
him on
that?
his head, bro. It
He almost botched.
was awesome. Is what it was.
So yeah, the first thing he
That's
does comes and
fantastic.
paralyzes Jimmy.
By the
Uso.
way, cuz
Yeah.
you just got unscripted canceled by WWE right now.
Mm,
Oh,
Yeah, we're
really?
definitely
You're
taking down right
unscripted
there.
well,
It's
Maybe.
possible.
That's
Maybe-
Triple H.
maybe
what
the
are you
hands.
doing over there?
I don't
think
know. We
that
were
off
talking
YouTube.
over it, so maybe we won't catch
Sean's
it.
like, wait, let him speak. Let him speak.
We'll see what happens. I'll test that out. If,
Compliment. Jess is complimenting me.
hopefully it does.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all it is. Like we have to say nice things.
Just
God,
said nice
Triple H
things
is
this,
so
this
handsome.
week,
I think
so,
he's handsomer now than he was ever back then. He's like,
So,
let him play it. It's fine.
It's fine.
They can play whatever
that
they
near
want.
death
Let us slide
experience
this time.
really
You know what?
really made him
I know
a lot
Sean has a
cuter.
crossed eye, but like Sean, I think he looks wise. And he's gonna be like, let him do it. I don't know why I did that.
You know what? I forgive. He wasn't
Wow.
really
Can't
an
cross
the line.
asshole. He
Hunter?
was actually a
There's some
good
nice
guy
things about him.
backstage. A lot of that's just
Yeah, you're right.
people
did.
lying.
It's all embellishment. They're fine.
Yeah.
Nobody buried anybody.
I don't think
Sean,
he had sex with
Sean
Sonny
was
at
never
all.
on drugs. I don't think.
Yeah, no.
I know I keep saying it, but how good is Solo?
I lo-
Oh my
yeah,
He's really
gosh.
good. There's
I
so much
mean,
potential in him. It's stupid.
And that's what I like.
hate
Imagine
it.
having your thumb
The
taped
bloodline
like
right
that
now.
all day, every day.
Oh
Like-
yeah, right.
Like
yeah.
try it's like a posable thumb. Like
Like-
try and do like eat and cut a steak and stuff with like your thumb
It's
sticking
like
straight
way
up.
out here. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, fantastic.
So
The price you pay when
Um,
you do the Umaga spike.
I
Mhm.
don't read
You
or
gotta
the
do
main
spike,
spike.
bro.
I don't read Japanese, so unfortunately I can't read this article because this actually looks really
Excuse me?
interesting. So Pro Wrestling Noah, I don't know what news outlet this was, but they interviewed Muda, and the quote right here. This is the only thing that's in English.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that something is happening between WWE and Noah. Are you going to act as the bridge for them? Then news anchor asked Muda. So that's interesting. Pro Wrestling Noah.
And then Muda
WWE.
says, actually, no, I'm going to spit mist in everyone's face that walks in my door. And they're going to be like, fair enough.
He's on Nia Jaxx.
I don't have any concept of how big or small Noah is compared to New Japan.
No, I don't think it's as
It's
big
not
as New Japan.
huge,
No,
However,
definitely not.
sure.
But
It does fine. And like, yeah, it's not.
and they cross promote with New Japan.
yeah, they
yeah,
just did a
They
show
do
together. Like that whole
crossover
like
shows.
Like better. I mean,
Shit.
you know, what's his face? Muda. I mean, he has all Japan lineage. He has New Japan lineage.
He does
should.
Noah.
Like,
He does a lot of Noah stuff.
Yeah.
Okada beating
I
up
think he
that
owns Noah,
young
right?
guy was
Cuz is
Noah,
he-
right?
Is
Yeah.
Muda partial owner of Noah?
You're right, Craig. That I don't know. It's a good question.
So, and segueing to that, like rumors of Tony Khan buying New Japan and saying the end beginning of a new
don't
era,
know.
has that been debunked?
Well, Tony Khan himself said that that's not true.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
It-
silly.
it-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he
much
said,
money?
he's like, I'm happy with my relationship with them. We work
It's-
very close, but he's like, I'm not gonna fucking
it-
fight.
Why
Why
would
Why would
you
you?
be
Why would you
saying-
like?
Oh, good.
He can barely
The
work.
door's
he
already
can
open. Why do you have to? You can barely make this work. Why do you say Joe?
Die in
Been
a
hanging out with LA Knight? Yeah. I'm just
I
kidding.
know, LA,
Yeah.
LA, San
Gotta
Fran.
go get a test. Hold on, right back. Do it again, Jess. How'd you do
Yeah, and Joe's all right now. He's all, fuck.
Yeah.
it?
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
we
spit-
we
yeah,
we can
spit
edit
on the
this out, but
ground
I had the
there.
same problem today.
You want to say what you're gonna say there, buddy? Brother?
Yeah.
yeah. What were you want to finish
That's
up?
Get on the ground in your house.
I don't know where I was.
You were saying why would I can help you with that? You were saying why would Tony Khan want
New
to buy
Japan.
New
Oh.
Japan? He can barely run AEW.
He
right
can barely
now.
run
That's
one
what you were saying, I think.
one
And
organization,
he
let
actually has
alone
two
like
under him.
multiple.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that won't stop him though, Joe.
yeah, that's not
Yeah.
gonna
That
stop.
That's
won't
true.
stop his wallet
He's
from
gonna-
consuming.
But I would say why buy it when you already have the relationship?
Well,
the door's already open. You don't. Really,
But New Japan's going to reconsider this because every time they bring over, they lose everybody.
Yeah,
so
and it does
from
no
Jay
good
White
for
to
them.
like Will
them.
Ospreay's going to lose. Like
yeah.
New Japan's going to see that like okay, it's good for us for exposure, but they're fucking.
That's
we're
actually a
losing
really
all
good
our-
point, Craig. Like
it does nothing for them.
that's the
Anytime they go
opportunity he
there.
should seize. He directly hurt them because when he pulled Cody and Young Bucks and Omega over, like he directly hurt them. That's the company that he should be like, you're shrinking. Your American influence is shrinking. Why don't I buy the
Yeah.
majority of your company? Or why don't I do this? But instead, he's like, ROH is dead. How much? It's like fucking like,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he might be making money off ROH. I don't know. I can't imagine they sold him ROH for that much money. But I
There's
mean,
If
There's no-
if you're getting ready for streaming, you're gonna make money. It was a good
right?
buy
He's
back
got a
then.
stock. Yeah, exactly. So now the whole. Can you imagine a whole fucking Ring of Honor library? That'd be great.
We love
That
wrestling,
I
and does
hope-
anyone
I
here?
hope that would be awesome.
We love wrestling. Is anyone here paid for Honor Club for 1 second?
No.
no,
Right.
no. Thank you.
At least not
No.
now.
And
especially not
Wrestle
now.
Dream. Wrestle Dream is this weekend. Anybody getting it?
No,
Anybody
I
spend
can't.
50
I
bucks?
don't
I'm gonna be
understand
watching
No.
NXT
the
No
concept
Mercy
of the
tomorrow
name
though,
of the-
baby, on Peacock. Because that card
Yes,
is gonna
that
be
is true.
fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
because I already bought.
What's
that.
on what's on Peacock tomorrow?
No Mercy, NXT,
NXT. No Mercy.
Baron Corbin and Braun
Bakersfield.
Breaker.
Baby.
Ooh, that's not, I don't know.
It's
That
gonna be
sounds
great.
Fun.
Their brawls have been great.
Is Becky Lynch fighting
What's up, bitch?
Stratton or who's she?
Yeah,
fighting?
that's gonna be an Extreme Rules match, so that should be good. Because they're. Did you guys watch their match on fucking NXT when Becky beat her? Dude, that
No.
match was fucking amazing. dude.
I heard it was good.
Tiffany is like a pro. She's only been doing it for like a year or two now, and she's a fucking pro. She, if they wanted someone to take over the Mandy Rose, spot in NXT, they definitely think they definitely found it in her because she's amazing.
It was a quick pivot, but it's
she's
working.
Is
out.
it Dragunov and Carmelo
That's
Hayes
gonna
or
be
whatever? It
fucking
should be a
excellent,
banger.
Yeah. They should have called it NXT Banger. That's pretty much what the whole card is. It's gonna be.
That's actually a good name for pay-per-view. They should.
Tony Khan's already gonna take it now.
Speaking
gotta do it.
of
You gotta-
speaking
God
of
damn it.
bangers,
Dynamite
you were talking
banger.
about-
Dynamite banger
Dom,
one.
You're talking about Dom too, because Dom put on a good match this last week too. Right?
Dominic.
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was gonna say like everybody talks about Dom and he's just it's just
No,
the heel
his
work,
match.
and he's not that good. I'm like,
Well,
Against
he's
Dragon
good
Lee.
in
The
there.
smart thing that they
banger.
did, they put him down to NXT, and he's gotten to get the rub from down there. That's super smart because
Yeah.
it's the young way of working down
And
there.
he's
Obviously,
boosting
like,
ratings
that's
down there
super smart.
too. He's boosting ratings. Him and Becky are boosting the ratings over there. NXT is like
Yeah, Becky spiked
Yeah.
big. Like she spiked the ratings.
they're getting like dynamite
35%
numbers almost
or
now,
something, really.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Have a guess what the dark match of SmackDown tonight was?
I'm sorry.
What?
Gunther and
The
Seth
dark match?
Rollins.
Oh,
Wow.
Why is that?
Wait, say that again?
Give
Oh,
Gunther the world.
Gunther
heavyweight
and
title.
Seth Rollins
There you
were a
go.
dark match on SmackDown.
You want to elevate that
Really?
world heavyweight title?
Why?
Now you
That's-
go to Gunther.
Well, Seth is on Raw,
Yeah.
so they can't feature him on SmackDown. I mean, they could do whatever they want, but
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they both
Where,
are
That's
on
where,
Raw.
WrestleMania
where did
main
SmackDown?
event.
Gunther's on-
Where was
Gunther's on Raw,
SmackDown?
too.
from
Gunther's on
tonight?
Raw now too,
Yeah,
right?
Gunther's on Raw.
Sacramento.
Oh, of course it was Sacramento because then they're here tomorrow night.
For NXT. Right?
Yeah.
You're gonna see everybody, Joe. You're gonna see Seth. You're gonna see Gunther. You're gonna see John Cena. You're gonna see Ric Flair. You're gonna see.
Did you have good
Arn.
seats, Joe?
You're gonna see Savage.
Yeah, I did actually.
Nice.
Somebody got that.
Yeah, I got I got like the minute it was announced, I felt like I got duped a little bit because it was announced. I got an email. It was like WWE Super Show San Francisco, and I was like, really? What? So I click on the link, and I'm looking at, there's a bunch of tickets available and like really good seats, and I click on like floor seats, and I'm like, oh, awesome. That's how much they are. Click to, and then I buy the seats or whatever, and then like 30 minutes later, I'm like scrolling through something else, and it was like Super Show also coming to Palm Springs and Fresno and blah 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 and Scottsdale and Salt Lake City, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, they were just out
You're
here.
gonna- fucking house show.
Though.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna like
You
it, Joe.
got-
I really
No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Super
Like,
Show marketing. That's so funny.
Hey.
They got
wow,
us.
big time.
It works
Super
now,
show,
especially
super
more.
house show.
Can I talk
So
to
NXT
someone?
NXT
If there was-
is-
if there was a super show here in San Diego Sports Arena, I would.
Yeah, no. I mean, no, it's gonna be exciting. Like, I'm excited for Angela because like, she'll finally get to see what the magic is all about. We have like at least what I think they're good seats. So
I don't know, the energy is going to be off the chain in there.
Can I ask you a question, Joe?
yeah.
What wrestler do you not want Angela to gravitate towards? Like, if Angela said
That's a good question.
X is my favorite wrestler, what would the worst case scenario there be for you?
Be like, you're getting a divorce if she says it.
Like, she's like, Omos is good.
But I would like that. I would be like, oh,
That might be up there. Yeah. I'm gonna say right in the no. If she liked almost
Like, what if it's Nia? What if it's Nia Jax? She's like,
Well,
I really
she is not like
Nia
most
Jax.
girls, so. Sorry.
I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know.
what if
Like,
she's like,
okay.
I really like Tamina. I think she's.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Mm.
I like
Oh,
Edge. How
man.
come Edge isn't here?
You know what? No. And no one cares if he's
Oh,
going to
she's
AEW.
like-
You know what old wrestler I saw is this Dragon guy. He's really good. Like he wrestled.
Don't you
Goes
say
with
it.
that.
Don't
She
you dare
wants
say
like
it.
an
Don't you-
She wants an
That's
A-Town
the
down
one.
shirt.
That's the
What if
one
she's like
right there.
total?
Oh yeah,
Austin
I would say
Theory?
that if she was like, I like that Austin Theory. I think it would be Austin Theory. I really don't. I don't get Austin Theory just yet. Like,
Yeah,
like,
that
He's
that's-
starting
to
that's
show
what
it,
is.
though.
the
It's
guy's
not starting to like
talented,
him,
whatever.
it was-
But like, whatever they're doing with
Yeah.
him or whatever he's doing with what they're giving him, it's
Not-
just for me. It's
not
not
moving
working.
the needle, Joe.
It hasn't
know,
been.
like,
Not
and I'm
moving the
like,
needle at all.
Why
Yeah.
why they're still even like trying so hard? I don't get because it's just it doesn't seem like heel face whatever. Like it doesn't seem like he's going over.
I
you
think
know?
now
like
I feel like
Put-
a change is
Put
happening.
him with
Him and Grayson
him and
Waller is
Grayson,
good.
that's
It's good. That's good. That's getting better.
It's just two punchable faces,
Yeah.
like
and it's
24/7.
fucking great.
Yeah, and they play off each other really well. Grayson kind of gives
Yep.
him that foundation, and he can kind of jump off from there. So
And they're calling themselves A-Town Down Under. I like it.
But
I
that
love it.
Is that for?
Yeah,
oh my
that's
God,
actually
perfect.
kinda funny.
Call
Yeah.
themselves.
Shit,
That's
That's
actually
fucking great.
perfect.
But But you know what that means? If he goes tag team, he's never going to the. He's never going to be.
I just
No,
remember
he
like
may have to go to that
Jess and I
first.
were in Vegas for Money in the Bank, and like he won, and it was just like the audience just didn't care.
I have
Like,
to
they won,
agree
it was
with
like-
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no
like
one
people
cared
just
when that happened.
I mean, it was actually like
Everybody
he got
fucking
announced,
groaned,
like all
everyone's
the
like,
8 or 7 participants or whatever got announced, and then we're like, okay, awesome, and they're like, and an 8th participant, awesome, and people were, you could just hear like really,
It's
like
because
the audience collectively
and,
just
and
said
then when
that.
he won, like all 16,000 was like, no, like angry,
Yeah.
like people were like, no.
It was just like immediately
What if a
rejected.
stadium goes, no?
Yeah,
That'd be so fucking funny.
Well, especially because like when Liv won it, the
Bunch of
audience
crazy.
popped
Yeah.
huge,
Oh, yeah, they went
and then
crazy.
when she went out and did like she won the title, popped huge. Then so it was such a stark contrast when he won, and it was like,
Liv had such a groundswell that you did notice, and it just I was always like, when's Liv gonna do it? And when she won Money in the Bank, it was
Yeah.
awesome. Like it was so.
it just
She's
wasn't even
injured right now.
like he just is eliciting no response from the crowd. If he was hated, it'd be awesome. Like he
Right.
would like whatever.
That's
But
X-Pac
the
heat,
crowd is
right?
just
It's got off my
indifferent.
TV heat.
They're indifferent to him.
I'm telling you something.
Yeah.
Other than the Grayson Waller thing, I think the little with the Rock in the ring and all that whole thing, because they're totally playing off that. They're calling Austin Theory the 150 million hitman because of the 150 million views that segment got on the internet. So that's what they're going with him now. Grayson Waller gave him that name. He's all the 150 million hitman. So they're definitely adding layers.
I
to
know
him
it's
now.
not a popular opinion, but I'm telling you, I saw something when he was doing his back and forth about almost a year ago, or maybe 6 months ago with Paul Heyman. He's a fucking face. I don't care. I was right about MJF.
Wait, who? Oh, Grayson
Look at him
Waller?
now. Like Austin Theory. Like,
Yeah.
he's a
Oh
face.
yeah. I think he will. I think he'll be a great
So
face.
was MJF, and here we go. And like I'm telling you, Austin Theory's a face. That's why.
Yeah, but MJF was amazing as a heel, and is
That's
amazing as a
true.
heel.
That's a
And
very
he
good
will be
point. That's a
phenomenal on the turn. Like Austin Theory, I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I don't watch enough to. I don't see him enough to like buy into what he's doing. But like it's just every time it comes on the screen, even in a good match, I'll be like, oh, it's a good match. I don't care. Like I'm uninvested.
No doubt.
Yeah.
he
No, Joe,
goes.
you're
He's
right.
amazing.
Like, and I think that's the thing is like Vince loved him, and then I think Triple H obviously liked him too because he keeps him around and he tries to push him. I think you're right. It's going to happen somehow if they keep
Yeah.
playing around with him, but like, yeah, he hasn't connected yet, like on a big level. Like,
Yeah.
he's just I don't know. I think he's
100%.
more of a fate. I really believed it. He did something with Paul Heyman. I was like, whoa, that was really good. And I was like, he got Paul Heyman a couple times, and I was like, he's a fucking face. Like it's right in front of me. Like I didn't, and then they just keep trying to push. the heel thing on him.
Grayson will
He just
turn
has
on
to
him
have
in a
that
few months.
edge.
Maybe
He has to gain
6
that
months
edge
in.
as
because
being
he's a
good heel.
small guy, right? He's not like
Right.
Rey Mysterio small, but he's a small guy. So I when other people beat him up, I'm like, he's a small heel. Fuck him. Like, you know what I mean? But when a small face wins and people want to believe in you, that's
Yeah.
when you start like building
He's
momentum.
jacked.
LA Knight's not that big. He's a muscular guy, but LA Knight's not that big as far as like height
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
okay.
girth and
Yeah,
everything
that's-
like that. Like, and he's a face. Like but I don't even know if LA Knight was ever a great heel because people liked him from the beginning. Once they caught on with his chant, it was like you put him against Bray Wyatt, you put him against anybody, and people were starting to cheer for LA Knight. I think Austin has to find that chord somewhere.
He will.
And he might do it the opposite way. A lot of people like Roman are shoved down our throats as a face, and then they go heel, and you're like, there it is.
Yeah.
But Austin might be the opposite. He could be the face that he figures out like his face voice, like, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah,
like,
I hope so. Like
Grayson generates real heat. If he turns on Austin Theory somewhere down the road, that might be the click that does it. We'll see.
I like that
There's
theory,
always ways
David.
to do
I
it.
think you have Austin Theory and Grayson in Mania.
Either way,
That's-
yeah. That has to happen for
Yeah.
Austin Theory to, test new waters, develop a different character or whatever they're gonna do. It'll happen. He's good enough. He has the tools.
We say
Sure.
it every week. But I hope it does
Yeah.
work out because
I
we
do.
love
Yeah,
his
and I
work.
like him.
He's
I mean,
incredible in
really
this.
good. He
I mean,
talks
I
well.
like-
Like, I
he
don't know
does.
if he does anything bad, to be
No,
honest.
he
like,
like Austin Theory doesn't
He's
do
just not
anything bad.
catching fire.
And I can see him like if he figures it out, I could see him doing something like having a very much like he kind of reminds me because of his size and whatever that he could follow like the Miz's career and have like a like if he can taunt the crowd or whatever, and he kind of
Yeah.
plays that kind of the role
Yeah.
that Miz has played as Miz is kind of like going out, like as Miz is on his probably last few years or whatever, but
We'll
Yeah.
I can
see.
see something like that.
He's
Hangs
running
around,
out
man.
of like beating
Resets.
Cena at Mania didn't do anything for him. So
Nothing.
they gave him Rock in his
It
big
was so
comeback.
forced and
He-
pushed,
he gets
that
like
Cena
one
match.
more chance at like a
Yeah.
really high
That's
profile
almost,
thing.
That's almost like death, Craig. Like anytime they've ever done that, like
Yeah,
in
The
their
Rock
mind,
needs-
but Rock humiliated him. And Rock was gigantic next to him, and Rock is
Yeah.
90 years old. And like, and so
Huge.
you're looking at that, I'm like, first, I know he had to get the people's elbow to send him home happy. Give the people's elbow to Waller, or give the
Yeah.
people's elbow to somebody, not Austin Theory. Like, you're damaging
Yeah.
him like more, and the
Yeah.
more you do
Yeah.
that, like,
Agreed.
he's a tiny guy. Like, you put him up against a legend, you're like, that's why he's not over. I hate to say that, and we're not experts in that sense because we don't work in the business. But when I'm a fan and I'm watching them stand next to each other, I'm like,
That's
Rock
what it
is so
feels
much
like.
fucking bigger than him. Like, he
He's
looks
twice
like
the
a fucking
size.
superhero. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then The Rock, of course, he's going to beat him. And I'm like, yeah, nobody cares about Austin Theory. That hurts him. It's
Yeah. No,
that's a
agreed.
Vince move. And I don't know if Vince did this or not, but I'm saying that's a Vince move. That booking had Vince all over it. Where I'm like, that's what he used to do. When he used to bring all the legends back, they used to get destroyed. Like, and it was like, God, man, like,
Trying to endeavor.
Well, at least
or not. Sorry, the other way around. He
Waller-
used to the people that he would push. Remember when he brought up what was that team? Cuz in NXT, the ones that were Victor and
oh yeah, the
oh my God,
Ascension,
they were
dude.
undefeated.
Yeah, Connor and
yeah,
Victor.
the Ascension.
I
He brings them up, and then these
Oh
old
no.
these old ass 60-year-old legends beat the shit out of him one time on Raw. It was Bradshaw and Ron Simmons and
The
old
NWO.
Why do you
DX.
do that?
DX.
Because that's what Vince thought. I'm giving him the rub, you know. But yeah, no, you
Yeah.
just laid him out. Like they did the same
Well,
thing with
didn't he
Austin
fuck
Theory
them
against
over on
Rock.
their main
He laid 'em
roster
out.
debut?
It's because one
I
of them
think.
said that
they-
we're better than, I forgot which legendary, or we're better than all those legendary tag teams.
Well, there was that, and they had a lot of testing problems.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know what I'm
Connor,
saying?
for sure.
They would test-
They were all,
Did
the
they? I don't
Ascension were
remember.
also
Suspended.
they were super small compared to when they got to the main
Ascension, yeah.
roster. It's like
and that's
whoa.
why one of them was super small, so somebody was. And they would,
That was
and
definitely
hurt
Connor,
their chances
the big
later.
guy.
They kept popping.
Guy.
Yeah, they kept
But
popping.
Regardless, you're right on all those accounts. But if you instantly say, "Oh, I'm giving the young guy the rub," and what are you doing to give him the rub? Oh, he's going to get the stink face from Rikishi. Oh, he's going to get the people's
Yeah.
elbow from The Rock. Oh, he's
Yeah.
going to get
That's why I like
Yeah,
seeing
get his
it.
name out there.
camel clutch by
100%.
Sergeant
I
Slaughter.
have to
Oh,
for The
great! Like that's what are you doing
Yeah.
for him? Like
Why?
you're not doing anything for him.
What are we
No,
doing?
I'm not suggesting Austin Theory should have just flattened The Rock
He
out.
should've.
Like,
That'd been great.
So
he
funny.
knocks The Rock out, and he's all,
Fuck
yeah,
you, old
like,
man.
That would have been great. He
This
just
is
went
my
off
world.
script.
He
Well,
shouldn't.
but don't have him touch though. I mean,
pees
I
on
thought
Him and
the
Grayson
Yeah,
did
that-
the
that-
business
yeah,
for
Joe,
themselves.
100%.
They've done the business for
verbal
themselves.
back and
They
forth
shouldn't-
was pretty
They shouldn't
good.
have even touched.
You know, like
it was really
It was.
good. Yeah,
But don't.
yeah, but like leave it at that.
Don't
Like
let
don't
him-
have him
don't
get
let him
physical
touch,
yet.
though.
Like
yeah.
Although I don't think Rock knew it, but that it was really not ruined by the censoring of asshole in the crowd, but that took a lot out of it. when
It
you could
did.
not
It
That
really did,
fucked
yeah.
everything up too. Yeah.
He didn't know what he
How
was
did they
doing,
not
and
know that
that's
the
just-
network wouldn't bleep that out? They knew it 100%. And Rock's like, well, I'm going to start an asshole chant. It's
Yeah.
like, don't do that. Because we're going to bleep out the entire segment.
Well, just
Yeah.
just to button this one up though. It is true that Snoop gives a better elbow than.
That's
Rock
pretty
sucks.
We all
powerful.
know that.
And
Get him out of here.
Rock
Get him
sucks.
out. I hope Roman just squashes him if he
Rock's
does come
terrible.
back. They should have Roman
So
squash
fucking
him.
You know, he's gone anyway. The writer's strike is over. Rock's
Good.
gone.
Get him out.
So bye.
Get him out.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming
Come on,
down.
Yeah,
Fuck
Cena
it.
too. He's going to be like, I can't stay as
Whoa.
long as I thought. I'm sorry.
it's like so talking about Survivor Series. I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
speaking
gotta
of,
go.
Survivor Series,
Yeah.
I mean, at this point
My
though, like
horse is
like
sick.
Rock has like I mean, you know, even with the writer strike ending or whatever, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing in April? Are you telling me you can't come in for one event? Look at the lights for Roman. You have You're worth $900 million. You don't need.
I'm gonna
any more
tear my
money. You don't
abdomen.
need to
I
do
don't-
another movie.
I don't
Good.
stretch anymore. I'm going to tear muscles. I can't do this.
It's
you know,
true.
You know, Cena gave an interview about that. He talked about that quite a bit. He said, "Look, I said that about The Rock, and I was 100% wrong because now I'm doing what The Rock has
Yes,
done,
correct.
and I didn't realize how many people's lives are on the line if I get hurt and I'm doing a movie right now. So I have to be respectful of that, and I have to take control of my body and my physicality. So even though I might be available for a night, if I get hurt and I'm off a set, there's hundreds of people that are out of a job, and it's not fair to other people." And that's where Cena took it and said, I was wrong about The Rock. And I built a whole platform on that, dissing on The Rock for going and making movies while we were here getting the job.
he was right. 2 years. He was
And
right.
he's like, I made a mistake.
Well, it's
I'm
all
like,
about.
it
I
kinda
mean,
makes
at
sense.
that point, it's all about timing. Like I'm sure, you know, like it's like
You need months off.
you need
yeah.
months off. Okay,
Off-
so
off
they're
of
gonna
the
take
job.
a like we're gonna pay you. I'm sure at this point, like it's a $2 million, you know, like Rock to show up at WrestleMania is he probably gets $2 million. You know, like
Yeah.
I bet that
just
appearance
show
was
up,
at least-
maybe
that
a couple
appearance was
appearances
at least $1
beforehand.
million.
So you're telling me you can't like
Yeah.
work your
Which is
schedule
a little.
around?
It's chump change for him, right? Like
It
$2 million is almost like not enough to get out of bed for Rock, which is disgusting to say.
He has
but it's
nine. And I saw a thing the other day. $900 million. That's what The Rock is worth.
He's getting close to being a $1
Yeah.
billion man.
So
Yeah.
Take
Terramata. Just throw one in there for free, buddy. Come on, like like you wouldn't be here without the WWE and the fans. So just come and fucking.
I am
lay down for
never
a moment.
leaving you again. He said that.
But
anyway.
I also think it's bad for the business. I know I sound like that crotch deal guy, but if you're gonna be that,
It's only bad
part-timer,
for the
man,
business
I don't
if
want
he
to.
beats Roman. If Roman,
Right.
beats
Oh my
him,
God.
Yeah.
That's true.
Imagine.
He's not-
Oh
I
I mean,
my
him coming back was incredible. That
But
pop and that phenomenal.
But
That's where it
everybody's,
ends,
everybody's
Craig.
talking about it.
Pop
Like
and
Roman
that's
can
it.
go if they try to talk about how to top every WrestleMania every year. And the only way to do that now is to have Roman beat The Rock. That's what everyone's been saying this past week, and that means that Cody still gets passed by, and people are like, I don't know if we can deal with Cody.
No.
Cody might be done.
I think they
With the
do.
run.
I think that like I really hope. I know I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but like I really hope
Yeah.
that they do what we talked about for this year, like Roman
Two
beats
nights.
Rock night 1, Cody beats Roman night 2. Cody gets the rub, wins the title. Roman has a little bit of an out for a rematch later on because like, hey, it's my second night in a row wrestling or whatever, you know.
I like that.
Or you even put like Cody on both nights too. Cody has to wrestle he has to wrestle Jay. Cody has to
Bret Hart
Cody has
style.
to
or he
wrestle
has
somebody.
to beat Solo. He has to beat
Yeah.
Solo. And what
To
better
get to
revenge
Roman
against
on
Solo?
night
Because
two.
Solo cost him the match last year. Solo ran in there and
There you go.
And they're both gassed and hurt from the night before, so
Yeah.
it's fair. Yeah.
You know, they both have
they
a.
both,
I
they both
There-
are
there
like
was-
limping down. They're being like carted down. Like they're so
Yeah.
fucked up from the night
sell
before.
it. Just sell the
There
shit
there
out of
was
it.
something strange about The Rock when he was on Pat McAfee the day before, or the day of SmackDown, when he was talking about how he was penciled in for Mania
They're-
in last year when we thought, the whole
they were-
year
they
we were
talking
going, and
about
he's
it.
saying, but he never really said why it didn't come off. I don't think, but there was something. It was actually a little bit disingenuous to talk about that.
Well,
like, why would
yeah.
you do that
He-
unless you want
He was
this
on.
year
He was
in
on
Philly?
some college football. And he kind of explained it, Craig. He said the reason why it didn't happen was when we put it to paper, we couldn't find a significant way to pay it off that made
That's yeah.
sense. Like, what would we do?
Him saving face and
And-
yet not having the title, basically, probably.
Yeah, they couldn't. They couldn't agree on how the story was going to work out. So they just said,
But then he also kind of, in short,
I
like,
wonder,
pimped
however,
Philly. Yeah,
what if The Rock says I'm not losing?
correct.
Like
That's-
there's always that. like,
that's what Craig's saying. Yeah,
the way
yeah,
he
that's what
said
you're
it, he was saying it like I want to do it a way that's just gonna blow the people's minds, and not just a normal, someone goes over or whatever. We wanted to be more creative and
like what? Like
Um,
fall out of a plane?
basically-
Like what are they?
Like like an alien wins, like none of you win, like the world wins,
yeah.
like world peace wins. What the fuck are you
To
talking
me,
about?
the only way
Mono wins.
you do it, I think
The
the
mono
Rock,
win.
you should do a triple threat: Rock, Cody, Roman, and you at the
How do you make the Rock? How do you make the Rock lose and become a heel or whatever? I don't know how you do it.
I think-
don't know
and
how
then
you
at
make
Yeah,
the-
but you gotta.
No, you don't
like
make
when
him lose.
Roman loses,
Well-
he's gotta lose 1-on-1, and he's gotta lose the right way for whoever's gonna win. Like otherwise, it doesn't feel right.
if you really want to have
You know,
Roman
like-
to have
like-
the title,
Like you're
again,
that's
that's because they're still talking about
Yeah,
Roman
you can't
walking
do a
out
chicken
with the
shit
title.
heel win, Joe. Right? That
in Philly.
Roman does. Yeah, you can't have Solo come and save him against Rock. You can't do that.
But I think a 3-way is the way to go. I think Cuz has it
think?
kind of.
I think you do
nailed.
that,
Yeah.
and at the beginning, because Rock saying you want to be creative and go a different route, in order to give Cody sympathy, to save face, to still drag it on to the WrestleMania after. I think at the beginning of the match, you just have both Rock and Roman beat the shit out of Cody, and then Rock says, "Go ahead," and he just walks out, lets him pin him. It's over.
No, I
have
think
to.
it involves Rock somehow
Rock has to be a heel.
turning
still.
and helping Cody win ultimately, and Rock and
Well,
Cody
I'm just saying if the
moment
plan
in the
is
ring,
Roman,
and then Cody.
if the plan
finishes.
is still for Roman to hold the title after,
Yeah.
you do that route because that's how you put more
Yeah.
heat on Roman and the Rock if you have to.
Oh, you're saying another year of Roman?
That, yeah,
Like, you
because
think
that's what supposedly is going to happen.
people are talking about it.
That's
Greg.
why I'm
people are
thinking
talking
of
about
that.
it. He'll go to another Mania.
Motherfucker has
He
to
could.
lose. It's
That's what I'm saying. That's the way you do it, though.
I think the first
I don't
way.
know.
I think that would
better.
start to feel a little stale.
I think that if Roman beats Rock night 1 and Cody wins night 2, which is the real main event when you think about it, like
That is the real main
I
event.
don't.
Yep.
I think that puts today's product over if you do that. And I think if you put Cody in there with The Rock in any way, shape, or form, you split the audience, which is you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
if you're trying to build a single star, like LA Knight, they knew it, and then once they decided to put right after SummerSlam, or they let him win the Royal Rumble or the Battle Royal at SummerSlam, now he's a clear face. There's no dispute like what he's doing. They're not splitting him anymore. Before it's like he was getting cheered, but they put him against Ray, they put him against other faces and heels, and they mixed him up, and it was weird. It was like Austin when Austin first started. Like they didn't know what to do with him. But like you don't put Cody next to The Rock unless you want him booed.
That's a
Like,
very
and
good
you
point.
don't want that at all.
I mean,
Like,
he can't win that
two-year
situation. That's
plan-
absolutely correct.
2-year plan, I think, is like that WrestleMania, Roman beats Rock, and then Cody beats Roman. Somehow in the next year after that, Cody turns heel, and WrestleMania 41 is LA Knight versus Cody for the title.
I don't care where that is. I'll probably go.
Yeah, that would be
If that's
great.
in Europe, I might go to that one.
You know, like
If it's Cody, if Cody,
because they still need time to build.
Mania,
They need time to build LA Knight still. Like, I mean, he's over, but like,
100%. Yeah, you're right, Joe. They can't. Don't slap it on him now. Whatever you don't.
I mean, I was just think of like
Especially
Austin.
that.
Austin utters the words
He just got over
316
COVID.
and 96, and he doesn't win
Yeah.
the title for 2 years.
Yes, right.
2 years.
People forget that. People
You
forget
know?
that about Austin.
Oh.
It wasn't like Jess says it all the time on this podcast. It wasn't overnight when he
it
said
wasn't
Austin
like at all.
316 says I just whip your ass. It was like a year and a half
And
later.
like I
when
said,
he
the
did
very
it.
Almost
next
2
pay per
years,
view, which
yeah.
was SummerSlam '96, so they might have had an in your house in between. But their next big pay per view, he was on the fucking pre show with Yokozuna, like
How-
Steve Austin
how
after the
crazy is
316.
that? How
People,
nuts.
everybody forgets that, and then when Brett when Brett came back, Brett's like, I want him. And that changed everything for
Yeah.
him because like that he got to work
Oh.
in there, and Brett's like, no, why aren't you pushing this guy? Like, what? This guy is awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
King of the Ring was a big moment, but like really,
it was Hogan
Brett
that-
made him.
Brett made him, and
When
then they
that
go
Austin-
into WrestleMania.
I
against
thought
Oh, it's
Hogan
Hogan.
said-
Oh yeah,
I thought
Hogan
Hogan
said
said
Oh,
that.
brother,
Hogan-
you guys.
Oh
are
no,
must-
yeah,
you guys
you're
are-
right. You're right. It
That's
was
the guy you
Hogan.
got to push, brother.
You guys are remembering this wrong, brother. I said Hogan 316. I
Jesus
said that,
Christ.
and then
Jesus.
Austin goes.
I
"Can
started
steal
in
it?"
NWO, and then I
then
left. I left
then I-
WCW for like 3 nights, and went and did King of the Ring '96.
Stop it.
And then I told this guy you should change your
Yeah,
name to
LA Knight, brother.
This is-
Knight.
This is foolishness, and you
H-
should all be ashamed of yourself.
HULK.
Cuz, what's your AEW update of the week?
I told him that, yeah. as well.
Actually, I have one, and actually, Dave Meltzer
Oh no.
is actually agreeing with me
Oh, yeah,
finally
I-
on one
I-
thing. Oh, yeah. According to Dave Meltzer from former WWE, or some former WWE wrestlers can't wait to get back to WWE. A lot of ex-WWE talent went to AEW and saw it as a step down. And even though some of them have been pushed, they haven't really helped
Yeah,
the company, although they still
no
may.
shit. No shit.
And basically, it's the guys that I always say, I'm like, people complain about how they're being treated in WWE. They go to the other side to be in the same position, and it looks like Malachi, it looks like Andrade, Buddy Murphy, Cesaro, and who knows who else is included in that. So Meltzer. But, I mean, I don't know what they expected. When I don't know the step down thing. It's like, what did you expect?
What did you
That's what it
It's
was.
terrible that they have two places to work instead of one. It's
Yeah,
fucking
it's not a
awful.
step. I mean,
Crazy.
it's a step down, of course.
Especially that second company
But-
that almost matches pay. Fucking stupid
Yeah.
Tony Khan.
Yeah, that's
Piece
the
of
thing.
shit.
Like,
Yeah,
how's
it's
it
not
a
guaranteed
step
if
down?
you're
I mean, maybe
injured,
it's a
yeah.
step down in terms
Fuck
of
that
like
place.
audience
Yeah,
numbers,
talk
but
to your
like
boy.
it's not really that much of a
yeah,
step down in
pay.
terms of pay.
Yeah, pay. It's not. Yeah, that's really the only thing is the.
And by the way,
global
you need
audience.
two companies. You need two companies.
Well, you need more than
Well,
two
wrestling
companies.
half
You
the
need a bunch
matches
of
and
companies.
half
You
the
need
wear
more
and
than
tear
two
on your
companies.
body.
Technically, yeah. You need like
I mean,
3,
it'd
4.
be
like,
awesome
on
to
the
like
outside.
have like 3 or 4 companies that were like put out an amazing product on a more national scale.
But if
That's
you
your one
want to
Meltzer,
dig into the why behind it, it's pretty simple, right? It's 100 years almost worth of history between one organization and 4 years between another. And yeah, I bet the organization is a little bit run differently, and it's probably a little unorganized compared to what you were used to. But guess what? So is the indies. You could still make
Yeah,
a ton of
you're
money.
making
Right, but
money every
Listen,
week.
can I say something,
realistically
though?
at this point, like there's so much talent in WWE right now that they're saturated.
On
There's
both
so much
promotions,
talent in
yeah.
AEW right now that they're saturated. Like there's people that that should be getting pushed but can't get pushed because there's not enough room. Where does Drew go?
Yeah.
You know, like
I like what they're doing
Drew's
with him, yeah.
talented.
Good
Drew should be
example.
getting pushed, but like the roster's too
Baron Corbin's
it's
a good
too
example,
cluttered.
Joe.
You almost need like, I mean, a third or fourth organization like to like be able to handle all of the amazing talent that these guys have. You know, like you have like you essentially are bottlenecked. You know, because you can only do so much with the guys that you have on roster.
And maybe to those names that Cuz mentioned, Miro, Buddy Murphy, Cesaro, who I love, maybe if they're suffering the same issues that they suffered at the Dubba, maybe the problem is you. That you just don't have that.
I'm glad you said that.
Factor.
The problem is not them, Craig.
It's a good point.
The problem is they're just going to be a mid-carders. That's it. Yes. Like, that's all. Mr. Perfect.
And what's wrong with that?
Mr. Perfect. Jake the Snake Roberts, Hacksaw Duggan. Dusty Rhodes was only a mid-carder. What are you talking about? Like, Miro's upset. Why? Because you were champion in WWE and then here you weren't? Oh, no, that's right. You weren't even anything over there. You were Miro Day over there.
You sold some T-shirts for a month. Yeah.
Fuck. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
I would
let
say
him be happy.
I mean, I like his character better in AEW.
Really? Now. Being squashed by John Cena in the middle of your big push, that's treating Miro good, cuz? Bullshit. Like, I mean, he came out with the tank. They all got treated the same. Cesaro didn't fucking do anything.
That's been my whole thing. The same.
I think his AEW character is better. I think they're just talking about the way it's ran. I think it's his organization and
that US title.
No, that's true.
I
think Dave has a good point. And to Cuz's point, AEW shouldn't stack old WWE stars because you don't want to do that either. Like you want to kind of have a nice blend between bringing like Daniel Bryan in and all that stuff, and then also bringing up people like Ricky Starks and MJF. I mean, he's the obvious one. You know, and you got Hangman Adam Page, you got Omega. So they could balance.
I like Miro's character.
Dave's right,
better.
and Cuz said this too.
Oh, go ahead.
Tony Khan needs help.
Yeah,
Tony Khan needs help.
He needs a leader,
and that's it. That's the answer. Like, there's no other answer. Like, he does need to get help. He needs to trust somebody that has booked wrestling before. And I hate to say, he needs a JR from like 97 to like 2000, where he was talent relations. Someone that's a coach.
He tried with Regal. And
no, he's actually Collision is Daniel Bryan's show now.
Yeah.
Like, so he's trying to get that off. So if he can find a few of those, he's probably never going to give up Dynamite in the larger book. And I think as much as he works, I think this is what his passion is. He loves it the most. But
it find more Daniel Bryan. But he's got to step in. You're right, Craig. Maybe taking Collision off his plate, and I don't even know who books.
But even as much as like Vince back in the day, like had super control, he also had Pritchard. Yeah. He had why am I skipping?
Rio
de Janeiro.
Pat Patterson.
Thank you.
He had Patterson.
We were all like dancing around. Yeah.
You know, he had a few like close knit guys that it was like, okay, like I'll do this. You guys, you know, you gotta delegate a little bit. You can't keep everything so you can keep a lot of stuff close to the chest, but like.
And also, let's look at it on the surface, right? We're not in the business, and we just believe a bunch of bullshit rumors. Look at what he has done. He sold out venues that like a second-rate company that's been around that long we should never do. Like, so yeah. The shininess is off the new shiny object, so his attendance is down, but he's not dead yet. And on top of that, like, he has built MJF. He has built. Listen to the crowd. His fan base is believing what he does. You look at WCW towards the end, they didn't even know what to do. They didn't know whether to sleep or cheer. They had no idea in 99, 2000, 2001. At least his fan base is still kind of more than kind of, they're into what he does. Now, he should be moving the needle up. Yes, I agree with that. And he's not doing it. He should. But at the same time, he's accomplished so fucking much. It's ridiculous. But to all of our
short period of time.
To all of our points, he needs to delegate and kind of get help. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like,
Craig, speaking of help, Craig, do you think? I mean, I love Daniel Bryan. And I think his ring work is in the top, like Mount Rushmore.
We wouldn't want Jade to go if Jade wasn't featured. By the way, on AEW.
Do you think Daniel Bryan can run an entire show? Think he could,
maybe.
Is he capable?
I think so.
He has all the respect of the locker room. People love him. Like, he's never been a me first guy. Yeah. Like, why not? Like, he
put everybody over on his way in there. He lost so many times coming in. It didn't hurt him.
I will say though, and this is funny because this is a bit contra to what I'm saying. Like, how amazing he is in selfless backstage. He never does really take a loss. So maybe that's just con.
I wonder too. Like, I feel like the difference between like a Daniel Bryan is that like he's obviously very good in the ring, but how is his? I think what Tony Khan needs help with is like the big picture.
That's what I'm asking, Joe.
The big picture, like storyline stuff of how to construct stuff. Like Pat Patterson created, had a vision of like, I'm going to create the Royal Rumble. I don't know exactly what it is, but like, and figured it out. I'm going to do this. Right? I'm going to do that. It had like not so much. I mean, Pat Patterson wasn't known for being and this is like, and, this goes along with coaches, like like NFL and baseball coaches. Usually, the most talented guys that were on the field usually are shitty coaches, and like the guys who sucked on the field are good coaches, So it's kind of like maybe obviously like maybe like a Shawn Michaels and Triple H, maybe, might be the exceptions to the rule, but as good as Daniel Bryan is in the ring, he might not be that good like coaching and training and big picture items of storyline and the progression of the business.
From all accounts, he is though, and he's selfless, and he's willing to get in there and roll with and work on anything in the ring with anybody, and he's a voice of reason backstage. And because correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm hearing about
all true.
Yeah,
he was working with Jade, I think actually Jade Cargil. I think he was helping her before she was on her way out. He was helping her because he saw the potential, and he's like, "You're gonna go somewhere else." And you're gonna
but that's my point, though. Like, if she wasn't undefeated and held up to a higher standard, Tony Khan did that for her. She wouldn't be attractive to WWE. I mean, her physical look is attractive in that sense, but like she wouldn't be her pictures on the first day, them taking pictures of her walking in. Like, remember 20 years ago, that would get somebody heat if they were fucking focused on like that, going in the fucking developmental area. So she got this because she was pushing AEW. AEW is doing a lot more good than people give it credit for. It's not perfect. The CM Punk thing was a fucking pie in the face for sure. And like, there's been other things that haven't gone their way or whatever. And
to Joe's point, it's saturated.
It just feels unorganized. I think is the thing. Unorganized.
Cuz is right.
It does feel a little organized. I agree with that.
Saturated,
kind of like everyone's kind of doing their own thing.
But I think a lot of things. I think it's not a hard problem to fix if you get the right person. No. And I think that he just needs to give it up. Eric Bischoff always says on his podcast, and he's a snake oil salesman to a certain extent, but someone wrote a question and said, production wise, if you could hire anyone from the WWE, like when you were like NWO just took over and you knew you were on top, looking back, who would it be? He's like, Pat Patterson, without a fucking question. I would steal Pat Patterson in a second if I had the chance, because he knew finishes. Yeah. He knew how to coach people. He knew how to really make sure the main events paid off. He was an expert at that. I mean, he did the ending to Hogan and Warrior. He did the ending to Hogan and Andre. He did the ending to Brett and Shawn, the Iron Man match. He did Rock and Hogan.
Created the Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble. He
created the Royal Rumble for years and years and years.
Yeah. So, but Bischoff,
how many finishes in main events did he do?
Yeah,
and won the Intercontinental title in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, what I heard.
No, that didn't happen. I don't.
But to your point, Joe, he was never like the greatest wrestler out there. Like asking Hogan to take that kind of control would be a
Hogan
shit
shits the bed. Hogan can't even tell the truth.
We've seen it. We've seen it. So,
if Hogan was wearing a blue shirt and you asked him what color it was, he's like, "My shirt's orange." I'd be like, "All right, you're done."
Yeah, exactly. Oh, bro, it's orange.
Get the fuck out of here.
The good Lord gave me orange yarn.
It is a shame. You got like guys like Hogan and Flair and all them. It's like they have so much fucking. They breathe.
They said that when they gave Flair the book in WCW, it was absolute garbage, because it's like, Flair, we've got a meeting, creative meeting. He's like, yeah, I'll be there, and then he shows up 3 hours late, wasted.
Man,
he's like,
stuff to drink.
That's fantastic.
I got shit to drink, man. What are you talking about? I'm not
gonna
I have shit to drink.
The thing with Jade, I think WWE also sees the potential. They saw the potential that a lot of us were like, come on, man. You have. We always say it before. Goldberg undefeated, Ryback undefeated, Warrior pretty much undefeated or unstoppable.
But the problem was the plan
after.
Is
they don't have a plan after.
She got better though. She got better. Like her last two pay-per-view matches were excellent. Like she's getting so much better, and she's only going to get better now. I mean,
that's because Daniel Bryan was.
She's really good.
But the thing is, Tony Khan also did not like the others before her, Goldbergs, the Warriors, and all them. Tony Khan didn't have a plan for after she got defeated. That's where the fuck up. That's where the fumble.
Well, I also think that honestly, because I think she got defeated because she was saying that she didn't want to resign. I think that's why they took her off too. To be fair. Yeah. I think they didn't know.
She didn't want to resign, but before that, we talked about it early in the year, how she said now they're dropping the bag or they're dropping the ball or something like that, because they literally had, when she had that title, she was gone for a while, and then she comes back to face Chris Chandler to finally drop it. They weren't, I don't know. I think that's kind of where the problem started coming. I think she was not liking that. It seemed like they didn't know what to do with her.
Now, if you're Wardlow, you have a lot to say. If you're Wardlow. Like Wardlow's got a story to
almost got
tell,
off right
man. I
now.
can't wait till Wardlow gets out because Wardlow. You're right though, but
He's following.
he's also look at all the other shiny toys he's got. I think we all know the most value is building your own stars. We know that. But when you're kind of surrounded by CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and Steven Regal at the time and John Moxley and all these other people, you're like, I like all of them. I like peanut butter.
Yeah.
You just kind of get, and he needs help and he needs to
Yeah.
get out of that and be like, dude, your MJF work is awesome. What you did with Jade was the right beginning. You just didn't know how to finish
for
it.
sure. That's how she should have been
The
treated.
Acclaimed is over as fuck. The Acclaimed is great.
Yeah.
You know, like
he just
there's
go outside. He almost needs to go outside and just hire somebody. Like, I mean, obviously he
Yeah.
tried to hire Steven Regal. That didn't work. Go hire.
But I
like,
don't know if that didn't work,
Go hire
Joe.
a
Like,
Mick
I think he was
Foley.
a-
Go hire.
he was a manager role too.
like
I don't
somebody
know if
that's
Steven
sitting at
Regal was
home
put in that position.
jerking off right now. I mean, like, and even in the grand scheme of things, Vince even kept around him like Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's a genius. Like Pat Patterson is a genius.
I think Regal kind of said something about it. Didn't he say something too? Like it was kind of like he didn't want to like necessarily talk shit, but he just kind of, I think he made something comment like of the organization and there's no structure. I forgot what he said exactly, but it was something along those lines.
He said he enjoyed his time there.
Yeah, he
there was
enjoyed
no
it, yeah.
problems like at all. Like but he just that it was time for him to go back. But I mean, I don't think he wanted to ever leave NXT. Vince just made him,
Yeah.
and then when Vince was gone, he came back.
And he
I don't think it's as. I don't think that locker room
we forget
is
about
as
that. Isn't
toxic
fucking
as like
Steven Regal doing
WCW, but
NXT
like
with
it's definitely
Michaels?
not the kind of well-oiled machine. And Tony Khan is trying to make it a corporate, structured, well-oiled machine, and it's just not. It's just. It took Vince 30 years to get to that point.
Mhm.
Like
Could you argue where Vince was in 4
Hey.
years if it was ran this well as AEW? Probably not.
4 years in. I mean, granted, 4 years in, he had just pulled off a Wembley Stadium. He had just pulled off.
That's
You
what
know,
I'm-
like,
that's
but
what I'm
like
saying.
it wasn't.
Like what? And Vince was selling out house shows.
It's hard
everywhere.
to
He was
it's hard to
selling out
compare
tons, but-
anybody against Vince. He did WrestleMania 7.
No, I'm
and-
saying
or
like when
WrestleMania 3 and
Vince
87.
when Vince bought that shit 4 years ago, and it was 4 years in, he bought it for $1 million from his dad. I would argue that Tony Khan probably has better organization than Vince did 4 years into his tenure owning the WWE.
For sure. And
Yeah,
he
I mean,
also has.
it's different. It's different. Like the
it's
the
different.
business
Yeah,
is
the
different.
territories
You're not
were
having to
different,
like.
and- yeah.
You're not getting death threats from other territory owners and things
people
like that.
need-
But like,
Haven't
Yeah,
But-
100%.
but he's
goddamn
also
Harley
got,
Race run
like-
through your locker room with his gun? Where's Hogan?
where's
Yeah,
He's got
Right.
Warner Brothers Discovery up his ass
All I'm
every
saying
day
is, like,
and every week.
Thank the Lord.
These
very
These
true.
mid-card
Very
wrestlers
true. He's
should
got
have
corporate issues.
Oh, brother.
These mid-card wrestlers should have a little perspective. Is all I'm saying. Just
I-
think about.
I
where-
agree 1,000% with that statement, Dave. I think that, listen,
Yeah.
it's not bad, though. We say mid-carders, and I think that doesn't do him justice. Like, you ask Hacksaw Jim Duggan if he had a great career in WWF, and he'll say 1,000 times yes.
Be
you're
like,
a 2x4.
how much money did I
It's
make
like,
in WWF? A lot.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking
Yeah.
money. I saw a lot of
A
foam
lot of
2x4s.
foam 2x4s for fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
Yeah, like how many foam
You know,
2x4s
Greg
did I sell?
Valentine, Tito
How
Santana.
much money did I make from action figures? A lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
a lot.
Ice cream bars. A
He could
lot.
afford cocaine when it was expensive in the 80s.
When it was
My
expensive.
God, why are you attacking Hacksaw?
What's it? What I do?
Tony Khan wasn't born yet.
You're killing Joe.
No,
You're killing him.
we're literally all right. Because it is unorganized. That's the perfect
Arms
way.
up.
You know,
It just
And I
feels
think that
like
if
that
you
even
wanna
from
make
a
it-
fan
it-
perspective. It just
yeah.
the way everything, like the way the shows run and everything. It just I think the only story I get is the MJF story. Like that's literally the only story I get right now. Everything else just kind of seems there.
And in all fairness, though, actually, Julia Hart, for some odd reason, has
Oh,
been pushed
yeah.
so good lately.
Yeah.
Like the last month.
I
don't
keep
get it.
thinking of that because I remember,
Dude,
Jess, you were
that's
so
right.
hard on her when she fell through the table
Well,
and missed
that
and
wasn't
bumped her
her
head.
fault. No, I wasn't. I was hard on the organization for allowing her to take a stupid table bump and not realizing that the steel rail is like 2 inches away from her fucking
Yeah.
head. So when they pushed her off,
And
yeah,
for what? And
for
for what?
nothing, just to
For
get a
what?
pop for
For what?
Muda, and it wasn't Muda's fault, by the way. And just stupid. It was dumb to do.
They do
That's
lot
a
of
dumb
things over there
situation,
just for
but
the sake of doing
yeah.
it.
Was that even a pay per view? Wasn't that
It
just
was just a
weekly
goddamn
show, too?
dynamite. It was just a.
Yeah.
She almost died
Yeah, it
on
was
a
just a
dynamite.
And
regular
she
on a
missed
win
it
show.
so badly. So badly.
Yeah.
It was Dynamite.
She
Bank.
wasn't
wasn't
trained.
prepared
I go
and
back
she
to
was
the
too young
story
for
about
it.
Becky.
There was no real payoff to do anything
About
that
Becky
dangerous,
Lynch
is the
not
point
knowing
that
how
we're
to
at.
hit someone with a chair. Imagine never falling backwards on a table going, just fall backwards, you're fine. Muda's going to miss Buddy Murphy, and Buddy Murphy's just going to bump into you carelessly. Like, and no, I'm not saying it's Buddy's fault either.
No.
The situation was fucked. They
Yeah,
didn't need to
that
do
whole
the table
situation.
spot.
Maybe
Like, the pop was Muda coming back.
That's why-
Pop was Muda coming back and saving Sting and just misting Buddy Murphy. That's the pop. The Pop wasn't almost murdering Julia Hart. That's ridiculous.
I think that's where
Doesn't make any sense.
the Punk thing comes in about the don't use real glass. I think he was tired of seeing stuff like that happen a lot. You know.
I don't think Punk was totally wrong. I think he handles himself like a bitch a lot. But I think that Punk,
sure.
when
Agreed.
Punk
I don't think
especially
in that situation, I don't think he was wrong at all. He doesn't know how to project himself, and he comes off as like a whiny piece of shit.
Yeah, he's arrogant and brash, and doesn't matter if you're right or not. If you're
and he wants to just say it once, and then
if you can't talk to people,
him.
If you can't sell
but
what
Punk's
you're
not wrong. Punk wasn't wrong about either company. Let's be
trying to
fair
get across,
about it, but it's
matter.
just what you want to stay in. Like, you know, I think the atmosphere is different in WWE now, but it's corporate and sterile no matter which way you look at it. There's always going to be politics in both companies. There's always going to be kind of like a political role you have to play if you want to climb up top. You will never get to the top by being the I don't care guy like Punk wants to be. You're never going to be a leader like that. Ever, ever, ever. And no company will ever want you at top, being very weird and irrational and moody and not really knowing. Again, he's right on some of the individual things he calls out, but he's wrong in the sense of the way you conduct yourself and the way you try to bring it to management's attention. Know your role, right? If you bring something to management's attention and they don't want to do anything about it, it's their company. Then stop caring. Like, you know, I mean, just care about what you do, you know, but don't, okay, whatever. If fucking Jack Perry wants to fall on glass, have a blast, motherfucker. I'll talk to you afterwards when you're in the emergency room. No problem. Like, you know, do whatever you, who cares?
And
like, just let him do it.
He might be coming back because I don't know.
I was just going to ask you, cuz.
That's what
do you think, what are the odds, cuz? Is he there in Survivor Series or no?
Is
it really in Chicago?
It is in
Wait, who?
Shawn Michaels.
CM Punk?
Yeah. Survivor Series is in Chicago?
I sure hope not.
It is in Chicago. Yep, Survivor Series. And it's already sold out pretty much.
He'll be a big money match for Mania. Like, I mean, they're just gonna milk that. They're gonna squeeze that lemon.
2 days ago, the tickets
went
on sale and they sold out.
There
was only like 200 left. 200 tickets left. Like 2 days ago.
Oh, for
the Seth Rollins interview when they asked him about it, he's like, "Oh, Phil, stay away, stay away."
Yeah, because what if it's just they're having it in Chicago because it's going to be an LOD theme night? Then what will you say?
Oh snap!
That'd be funny.
It's just
Road
so
Warriors,
funny. Everyone
bitches.
thinks it's going to be a big deal, and they're like, "Tonight we're celebrating the Road
camera shows CM
Warriors."
Punk and the fans wearing the LED armor and stuff, just like as a regular fan that just walks it over.
There's a foam shoulder pads on. He's all, "This is all I'm here for. We're here for LOD." Great.
That'd be fucking hilarious. And then Edge might be going to AEW.
Or just show him in the crowd
cares?
for no reason.
Anyways, wrap it up. I said, and Edge might be going to AEW. Who cares?
He might show up Saturday. It expires tonight.
Is it Saturday
tomorrow.
or Sunday? That the Wrestle Dream.
I think it was. I heard September 30th. That would be tomorrow.
Oh, okay, so Wrestle Dream is on
Sunday.
Sunday. Wrestle Dream's on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
On this night. On this night.
Yeah, on this night. So
I can't
funny.
see clearly. The clouds are in the way.
During this time, I see just fine.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Is he just going to be Adam Copeland?
What was the name? Fucking somebody had
I don't-
it was a synonym for Edge, but I fucking
Oh my
can't
God, I
remember.
think it was
Cliff. I made that
Sister
AEW meme.
Sledge.
No, it was oh my God, you're right, Craig.
Yeah.
Somebody made an
Contour?
AEW meme
There was
about
Contour.
It. Fuck.
It was
It was
something.
Contour.
Yeah, it was something like Contour
It was
or
something like that.
Fuck, I don't remember.
I made the one that says Cliff is going to AEW, and then someone else made the Contour one. It said Contour is going to AEW, or is All Elite. That one was fucking funny. That one.
Or his Border or something like that.
Boundary. It was like Border
yeah,
or
like
Boundary.
Something like so fucking funny.
God damn
That's
it.
funny.
Yeah, all
Boundary is All Elite.
You know what though? Listen, I don't think they should waste all that money to have him do like
Right
card
front
fodder.
is All
But
Elite.
Christian is on fire right now. God damn it, he makes me laugh. So hard.
He's the other
Fucking-
the best.
He's
best thing going
ridiculous.
on.
Like he makes me laugh so hard. Now he attacks people who don't have dads, and I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard. Like it'd be like, "How's your dad?" Like, and everyone's like, "Oh," so everybody like on
How's your
any
father?
kind of like how's your father? Everybody says that. Somebody said something negative about Christian on one of the threads I was following, or whatever, and everybody's like, "I hope you have a dad. If not, you're in trouble." Like it's so fucking great, and everybody's making dad comments.
That's his thing. But to Cuz's point, they are pushing Christian so much it would make total sense for fucking Boundary to show up tomorrow on Sunday.
Boundary. Oh shit.
And one last run, like fucking and they'll have so much fun. God damn.
Actually, he has to be the
That's
opposite.
what I
right?
hope,
So he
and I
should be
want to see
center.
them having fun because you know they'll be left alone. Like they'll just be able to do, and they're both creative people, so they're both
In the middle
is
all
funny
elite.
But
I was
It'll be like a
Elite
68-minute
guys.
match. It'll be,
Oh no!
I
Fuck!
didn't-
That's the bad thing, Joe. You're right. Edge will fucking make him go an hour and a half.
Dude, we have to go
God
we have to go
damn it.
we have to have a 90-minute Iron Man.
He's all crazy eyed,
my
like
God, forget
pitching
it.
the matches. Like, yeah,
It-
2-hour
I
matches.
didn't find
He's
the-
right.
That's in his contract. He's like it's a 90-minute Iron Man or nothing.
And sorry, Dave. You found something online.
No, I didn't find the Edge one, but they had one that was Catholic Cage
That's-
was all elite.
Like Christian Cage.
What?
Just
Catholic
Christian
Cage?
Because he was Christian Cage when he was in
Oh.
WWE.
Oh,
He was
Jesus
Catholic.
Christ!
What about
Catholic
Christian
Cage.
Cage and Muslim Cage?
Oh,
Jesus
fuck, that'd be
Christ.
fucking hilarious.
I didn't even
No,
make
Cage.
the
I
thought
connection.
Do little Buddha Cage.
Fuck.
I thought that was pretty decent.
No,
Nice.
it's not.
Thought that one through.
I mean, it would be fun stuff, I don't know how they would use. I don't know what even to do with Edge there. Like, what do you do?
I would just laugh if everyone
put
just,
him against-
this time.
if everyone
If you
just
put him
groans
against
when
a
he comes
young
out.
person, people are going to be saying you're wasting him. But if you put him up against like Daniel Bryan or someone of that ilk, they're going to be like, it's just WWE all over again. Like it's a lose-lose situation. I mean, he'll get the eyeballs.
I mean,
whatever episode he debuts on, he'll
Especially
get
if he goes
ratings
there
for
and
that week.
has the run he just had and fucking goes over all the young guys. Like he just,
just beats
Right,
everybody.
and Miro's gonna be like,
yeah.
Didn't I just leave this?
yeah.
Go back to, so let me go to that
Oh,
new
well.
company, WWE TKO. So he's gonna
That's a brand new company.
Mhm.
It's all new. It's just hot.
with money.
All right.
All right. I think
All
that's
right.
it.
Hour and 5. Should we call it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it?
Wrap it up.
Wrestling's all stupid.
Fuck wrestling.
Ricky, wrap it up.
On this
Can't wait to see
day.
some Jade on WWE TV.
God damn it! I knew that those songs are gonna come back, and then all the new parody songs.
I hate it.
At this time,
I don't think of it all week, and then it gets stuck in my head after this podcast.
yeah,
And-
I know it's Cuz's fault because he did that the other day, and I was
You
probably
did
thinking
it.
about it for like 2 days.
On this afternoon, we're gonna have some
Yeah.
Yeah,
lunch
it's just gonna be so
now.
stupid.
All right.
All right.
It's a second
All right.
promotion. It's not as big as where I came from. Tony's like, I didn't approve those lyrics. He's like,
yeah, that's what's that?
Edge has Tony
It's
Khan
like the
eyes.
Jey Uso song. He's like, it's just me.
Cut,
One oos.
cut my audio now. But
Like, really? That's what I
And-
came up with? I know it's quick
And
turnaround, but like,